Hey guys, Star here. So if you're a business owner and you are using invoices in your business, you are not going to want to miss this training. Today, I'm going to show you how you can customize your invoices based on your niche or business model. Let's suppose that you're a nonprofit organization, and instead of having a button that says pay, you might want to customize that to say donate here or donate now. Maybe you're a fitness coach and you want to customize your invoices to actually list a membership subscription button instead of just a traditional pay button. So let's go ahead and dive into today's tutorial so we can fully customize your invoices with branding information and you can gear it towards your individualized niche. Let's dive in. Okay, so you're going to want to be on the sub-account level. On the left-hand side, we're going to go ahead and select payments. Once you click payments, you're going to see invoices and estimates. Go ahead and select this category. Next, you want to head on over to settings right here on the right. We're going to click settings. Now here's where you get to customize your invoices to match your business model and brand. We're going to go ahead and upload a business logo by clicking on the upload file button. And here you could just go ahead and upload your logo. You can upload your business name, phone number, address, and your website. Feel free to add any custom values that you'd like to add as well. I really love this feature. Now we're going to head on over to email configuration. So you can actually configure the from name for this particular invoice. You can put your from email address, and then you can save that information. Now you also have title, terms, and layout. So what do you want to call this particular estimate? Okay, title or terms. Go ahead and rename that. You can put any terms or notes that you want to show. And we have a lot of features here that you can use to fully customize this information as well. Also, for your invoices, do you want to call them invoice? Maybe you have a nonprofit organization and you actually want to call it something different. You can go ahead and put the title of that there. Now, whatever terms and notes you want to add, you can go ahead and add that information here. And then obviously, you'll see that we have an invoice layout. So we do have an icon here where you can actually preview this. So you just click the I button and that'll open up the option for you to preview. Now let's cancel that. You can also customize the layout by selecting that option. So here you're going to see the option to customize the entire layout for your particular invoice. So if you want to change the color of your actual pay button to match your brand, you can select that color. Maybe you want to change the color of the border to a different color. You can also select that color here to match your brand. You can also go ahead and update it by adding in your hex codes for your brand. Now, remember we talked about the pay button? If you want that to say something different, go ahead and type in what you want it to say. Donate now, for example, donate here. Now, any information that you want to show up on the invoice will be shown here. Now, if you don't want your information shown, you can just go ahead and deselect the phone number if you don't want that to show. Maybe you don't want to show the address. You can also deselect that as well. Email address and country. If you want to add a custom value, you can go ahead and add that custom value by selecting your information, and then you can go ahead and add that custom value. So for example, if I wanted a from email address, I can also add that here. Then we have our contact information. It currently says billed to, okay? You can actually customize that to customer name, right? Or company, anything that you want it to say. You can also add a custom field by selecting that option as well. And then you have additional information for your invoice. You have the invoice number, the issue date, and the due date. Now you can reset all these changes, or you can go ahead and save the changes that you've made. Now you can see that we actually have customized this invoice to match a nonprofit organization with our selected branding colors. Now let's go ahead and click on labels. So we do have labels here. Now our labels currently have the item name, for example. We also have price. So if you want to deselect price, you can also take that off. Maybe you don't want to show a price here if they're donating, right? You can leave that price on. Maybe you don't want to have quantity because it's not related to them ordering a specific volume of products. Maybe there's no tax included, so you want to deselect that. Maybe your business does not normally use taxes. And you can also deselect the subtotal if you don't want to show that. So I'm going to go ahead and save these changes. Okay. Now let's go back. We have actually gone ahead and updated our invoice to match our branding. So you can see that here. And if you click the preview button, you can see that we now have that purple design that we've mentioned. So you can do this for both the estimate as well as the invoice. Now let's click on over to payment settings. So right here, we have our current payment settings expiring in 14 days. Maybe you want to change that to 15 days or 7 days. You can actually do that. The estimate prefix is estimate. Maybe you might want to completely say estimate, or maybe you want to use something else, donate, for example. invoice due after a number of days. So again, what do you want your traditional standard template to say? We're going to go ahead and do 7. Our invoice prefix currently says INV. We can change that as well, or you can go ahead and customize it to any prefix that you'd like related to your niche or your business. You can also manage default Stripe payment methods for your invoices. All you have to do is just go ahead and select the Manage button, and you can see here that we can allow all valid payment methods, and you can also toggle on only bank transfers if you only want to accept bank transfers. Please note that payment methods under bank payments in Stripe are available for the following currencies: USD, Euro, and we have some other options here as well, and you want it. So please go ahead and note that. And then you can go ahead and save. Now, you can also allow for partial payments if you want to do that. And if so, what is the minimum amount that you're going to be requiring? Maybe it's 50%, so you can go ahead and change that. And then do you want to charge any late fees? We know some businesses really incur a loss in business if there's like a no-show or cancellation. So it's important that if you want to add that on, you can do that as well. And you can see here 1% is charged every month after the invoice is overdue with a grace period of 10 days. So if you want to manage that, click on manage, and maybe you just want to do a flat fee of a certain amount, and you can just go ahead and say, there's a flat fee of $200 for this particular invoice. How often is it? Monthly? Is it going to be a one-time? Maybe it's just a one-time thing. Maybe you don't want to give them a grace period, or maybe you just want to have a 7-day grace period. And what is the maximum late fee? So you can go ahead and save your settings there. Now you can also allow tips and payments. So if you want to do that, you can toggle this on, and then you can go ahead and have values already in place. So maybe you want to have 15, 20, and 25%. Okay, and then we're going to save that. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the product settings. So here in the product settings, you can import product description. We can toggle that on. When this is enabled, the product description will be imported from the products to the invoice automatically. Okay, so you don't have to edit that at all. You can also make product descriptions optional. So if you want to make them optional, then go ahead and toggle that on. This allows you to choose whether the product descriptions are shown by default or if they're hidden, and you can add or show that description button in the editor. So we'll go ahead and save that. So we have flexibility there. Then we have reminder settings. So invoice reminders are applied to all one-time and recurring invoices where automatic payment is disabled and a payment schedule doesn't exist. And you can also add additional reminders if you'd like to add another one. So we'll go ahead and save. Now we're going to go over to the billing custom fields. So you can add additional custom fields that you'd like to add to your invoice, and then you can save that feature. And lastly, we have notifications. So we have customer notifications. And so what notification do you want your clients to receive when they actually receive the invoice? So we do have a default option, and we have a preview button, so you can take a look at what the default email will look like. So here you can see they're just going to go ahead and get a generic email, or perhaps you want to go ahead and select a customized email template that you've already created for your agency or for your sub account. And same thing with SMS. Now, here our subject line currently says invoice company name, invoice received. If you want to go ahead and edit that, you can change the information here. And again, we're going to do the same things with the estimates. So for the estimates received, there's a template that you can actually use our generic template here, or you can select your email template. Same thing with SMS, and you can customize the subject line for that as well. And when the invoice payment is successful, we also have a defaulted email automatically applied here as well as SMS. If you need to change that to a customized email template, go ahead and select the one you want. If you need to update your subject line, maybe you want to mark this as urgent, or you want to put some other language in the subject line, you can go ahead and put that there. If you have an invoice payment that has failed, you can also use our generic template, or you can completely toggle this off if you'd like to, or on. And auto payment information as well. This template is used to notify customers regarding upcoming auto debit on the card. So you can go ahead and personalize all of this information, as well as the auto payment amount if it's been changed. Or if an auto payment has failed, we have a template for that to go out. And so you have the ability to toggle these on or off, as well as a payment schedule received. So we do know that certain businesses may not want to use all of these. And so you have complete flexibility for customer notifications. Now we have the same thing for team notifications as well. If an invoice is successful, you can toggle this on or off, or you can use a customized template for email notifications for your team. The same thing for invoice payment failed, auto payment failed, auto payment skipped. The invoice could not be sent. This is a really important one. You might want to leave that on. Estimate accepted successfully, estimate declined successfully. So you can go ahead and toggle on or off or change the email templates for those as well as the subject line, and then save your settings. So now that you know how to quickly and easily personalize your estimates and invoices to your branding and your business, go ahead and get started today. For more support, don't forget to check out the corresponding help doc below. And for more tutorials like this one, check out our Content Army playlist. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.